The night she said yes still plays in my head like a cruel joke. The soft glow of fairy lights, the crowd cheering, the ring trembling in my hand. Everything felt perfect. I thought that moment meant forever. "Sophia," I whispered when she slipped the ring on. "You're mine now." She laughed, eyes sparkling. "I was always yours, Ethan." Back then, I believed her. Months later, I was sitting across from her at the cafe we used to call ours. She stirred her coffee without drinking it. So I started carefully. "When do you want to set a date?" She didn't look up. "Not a date." "Yet, things are busy right now." I leaned forward. "Busy? With what?" "I thought we agreed it wouldn't be a long engagement." Sophia sighed. "Why are you rushing? We're still young. What's the harm in waiting?" Forced a smile. "I'm not rushing. I want to start our life together." "Isn't that what you want?" Her phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen, then at me, lips tight. "Of course it is. I just need more time." Later that night, Liam came over. He dropped onto my couch, eyeing me with that look only a best friend can give. "She's stalling." "Man," he said bluntly. "She's not," I argued. "She's just stressed. Her job, her dad, everything, Ethan." He cut me off. "Don't do this. I've seen it before. When someone loves you, they don't need excuses." I clenched my jaw. "You don't know her like I do." Exhaled, shaking his head. "No, I don't. But I know you. And you're holding on so tight, it's choking you." I hated that he was right, but I couldn't admit it. Not yet. A week later, dinner at my parents' house turned into an interrogation. Mom poured more potatoes on my plate and asked, "So when's the big day?" Sophia smiled politely. "We haven't decided yet." Dad frowned. "Months, Ethan. What's the delay?" Before I could answer, Sophia chimed in. "I just think we should wait until the timing feels perfect." Perfect. The word stung. After dinner, Mom pulled me aside. "Sweetheart, are you sure she wants this as much as you do?" I swallowed hard. "She does. She just needs time." Mom touched my arm gently. "Don't lose yourself waiting for someone who isn't ready." I brushed her off, but her words carved into me. That night, Sophia called me. "Your mom doesn't like me," she said flatly. "She just worries," I replied. "She wants us to be happy." Sophia's voice sharpened. "No, she thinks I'm stringing you along, doesn't she?" I hesitated. "Is she wrong?" Silence. Then, "Ethan, do you love me or not?" My chest tightened. "You know I do. That's why I keep asking, because I want to build something real with you." Her sigh carried through the phone. "Then trust me. When I'm ready, I'll tell you." After the call, I sat in the dark, staring at the ring box I'd kept since the proposal. My hands shook as I held it. Liam's voice echoed in my head. "She's stalling." Man, my mom's words followed. "Don't lose yourself waiting." But then I heard Sophia's laugh from that night under the fairy lights. "I was always yours, Ethan." I pressed the box shut and muttered to myself, "She's just not ready. She'll come around. She has to." Even as I said it, a hollow ache spread in my chest. Somewhere deep down, I already knew. The promise I believed in was starting to shatter. "Another month gone," I muttered as I sat across from Sophia at the restaurant. "When do we actually start planning?" She didn't meet my eyes. Her fork. Pushing food around. "Not yet, Ethan. I told you, things are complicated at work." "Work?" I tried to keep my voice steady. "Sophia, we've been engaged almost a year. Everyone's asking." "What?" "My parents, Liam, even Rachel." She cut me off sharp. "So now we're listening to other people instead of us." I clenched my jaw. "I'm just saying, do you even want this?" "'Cause I do. I want you." Her phone buzzed. She picked it up, typing quickly before slipping it back. "Of course I do. Stop doubting me." Later that night, I vented to Liam. He sprawled across my couch, tossing a chip in his mouth. "She's stringing you along," said, chewing loudly. I shook my head. "No, she's stressed. Her dad's been pressuring her. Her job, Ethan." His tone dropped. "She dresses up, goes out for meetings, never explains, and you just smile and wait on." "She's not like that," I argued. Though the words felt weak, Liam leaned forward. Do you even hear yourself? You sound like a guy begging to be chosen.
I snapped.
Because I am chosen? She said yes to me, Liam. He studied me for a long moment before sighing. But saying yes once doesn't mean she still means it. His words stuck like splinters in my chest. The next weekend, Sophia arrived at my apartment in a red dress I'd never seen before. Wow, I said, trying to sound light. Big night? Just a meeting, she replied, avoiding my gaze. I frowned. A meeting on Saturday? Dressed like that? She rolled her eyes. Don't start, Ethan. Not everything is suspicious. Then tell me what it is, I pressed. Why do you need to know every detail of my life? She shot back. Because I'm supposed to be your future husband. My voice cracked louder than I intended. Her lips tightened. When I'm ready, we'll set a date. Until then, stop suffocating me. And just like that, she walked out, perfume lingering behind her. The silence in my apartment that night was unbearable. I called Liam. She left again, I admitted, my voice low. He groaned. And let me guess, no explanation? None. Ethan, man, wake up. She's slipping away, and you're the only one pretending she isn't. I whispered. What if she just needs space? What if she's already gone, and you're the only one who didn't notice? I hated him for saying it, but I hated myself more for believing it might be true. A few days later, I ran into Rachel outside a bookstore. She hesitated before smiling. Ethan, hey, how are you? I forced a grin, but just busy. Her eyes softened. You don't look good, I laughed hollowly. Is it that obvious? Look, she lowered her voice. Sophia, she's been different lately. You should talk to her honestly. I've tried, I muttered. All I get is not yet. Rachel bit her lip. Then maybe you need to ask why. Really ask. I searched her face. Rachel, is there something you're not telling me? Silence said more than words, but she shook her head. Just talk to her. Then she walked away. That night, I stared at the engagement ring on my desk. My heart begged me to hold on, but my mind whispered Liam's warning, Rachel's silence, and my mother's concern. Not yet, Ethan. Sophia's voice echoed in my head. I gripped the ring so hard it hurt. How long am I supposed to wait? I whispered into the empty room, but the only answer was silence. I wasn't supposed to be there that night. Liam had dragged me out for dinner, swearing I needed real food instead of takeout. We walked into a quiet restaurant, and then I froze at the corner table. Sophia sat across from a man I'd never seen. Tall, sharp suit, confident grin. She leaned in, laughing the same laugh she used to say for me. Liam whispered, Ethan, don't, but... I was already staring, my stomach twisting. I forced myself to stay hidden. I watched her touch his arm lightly, watched him pour her wine like they'd done this before. My chest burned. Who the hell is he? I muttered. Liam cursed under his breath. Come on, man. Let's go. Don't do this here. I couldn't move. I stayed long enough to see her smile, at him warm, unguarded. The smile I'd been begging to see for months. That was all it took. Hours later, she showed up at my place. You're home, she said casually, setting her bag down. I stared. At her? Yeah, funny. I thought you were at a meeting. Her eyes flickered. I was. With who? She shifted, arms crossing. Then don't start. I stepped closer. I saw you, Sophia. Tonight at the restaurant. With him. Lips parted, then pressed shut. Silence stretched like a knife between us. Finally, she whispered, You weren't supposed to see that. My heart cracked. Then who is he? His name's Lucas, she admitted. He's someone I've been spending time with. Staggered back. Spending time? You re my fiancée? You wear my ring? They looked down at her hand, then slid the ring back and forth nervously. Ethan, I care about you. I do, but I'm not ready for marriage. Not now. My voice broke. Then why say yes? Why keep me hanging? Tears welled in her eyes, but her tone stayed cold. Because I wanted to believe I was ready, but the truth is, I need to explore my options before I settle down. The words hit harder than any punch. Explore your options? I repeated, choking on the words. Am I some test drive? Some backup plan until you find better? She flinched. Don't twist it like that. How else am I supposed to take it? My fists trembled at my sides. You've been lying to me. Every not yet, every excuse it was all because of him, wasn't it? She didn't answer, and that silence was worse than the truth. Finally, she whispered, I didn't mean to hurt you. I laughed bitterly. You didn't mean to. Sophia, you've been gutting me for months while smiling in my face. Eyes filled. Please, just give me time. Maybe I'll come back to you. Something inside me snapped. No, I'm not your safety net, not the guy you run back to when Lucas gets bored. I loved you, Sophia. I believed every word you said, and you threw it away. Her voice cracked. Ethan, stop. My throat burned. Don't say my name like you still have the right. She stood there, tears streaming silently, but I couldn't look at her anymore. I turned away, clutching the edge of the table to steady myself. Get out, I whispered. Ethan, please, get out. Louder this time. I heard her sob as she picked up her bag. The door opened, then shut softly. The room felt emptier than it ever had. My knees buckled, and I sank to the floor, staring at the ring box on the counter. Her laughter with Lucas replayed in my head, cruel and endless. And that was the night I realized. I sat on the edge of my bed, fists clenched so tight my nails dug into my palms. My parents lingered in the doorway like they didn't know whether to step closer or back away. Son, she doesn't deserve you, my dad said softly. She made a fool out of me, I muttered, staring at the floor. I gave her everything, and she walked away like it meant nothing. Mom came forward, placing a hand on my shoulder. Heartbreak feels like the end of the world, but it isn't. You'll see, I jerked back. You don't get it. This wasn't just some fling. I was planning a future with her. Dad sighed. Then maybe she wasn't planning one with you. That's not your fault. His words cut deeper than he meant. I pressed my hands against my face, trying to hold myself together, but humiliation kept boiling inside me. Laughter I imagined from Sophia's friends. The whispers behind my back, I couldn't shake it. A knock rattled the window. I froze. Mom and Dad exchanged a confused glance, but I knew that sound. I pushed the curtain aside. Rachel, her face peeked through the glass, lips pressed tight. Can I come in? Hesitated, then slid the window open. Rachel climbed inside, brushing dirt from her jeans. Mom frowned. Rachel, what are you doing here so late? Need to talk to him. Alone. Her tone was sharp, almost urgent. Dad raised a brow but nodded. We'll give you 2 a minute. Dad. Closing the door. Rachel turned to me, eyes flashing. You need to hear the truth. Sophia didn't just wake up one morning and decide to leave. She's been planning this for months. My stomach dropped. What are you talking about? She told me weeks ago that she was just waiting for the right moment. She wanted to make it look like she outgrew you, like you were holding her back. I shook my head. She laughed. About it, actually. Said you'd beg for her back. Said you'd never see it coming. Her words felt like a blade twisting in my chest. I staggered back, gripping the desk for balance. God, why are you telling me this? Because you don't deserve it. I couldn't stand there and watch her tear you apart without saying something. Rachel's voice cracked. You've been nothing but good to her. I pressed my hand against the wall, breathing hard. Betrayal wasn't just a sting, it was fire. Every moment I had given Sophia replayed in my mind like a cruel joke. My loyalty, my time, my heart, it was all just a game to her. Rachel stepped closer. Don't waste another tear on her. She doesn't deserve it. I feel like an idiot, I whispered. You're not an idiot. You trusted her. That's not weakness. Her eyes met mine, steady and sincere, and for a moment I saw something more than pity in them. But my chest was too raw to hold on to it. Thanks for telling me, I said hoarsely. She nodded. Don't let her win by breaking you. Promise me that. I didn't answer right away. My thoughts churned like a storm, tearing apart the boy I'd been that night. Lying in the dark, Rachel's words echoed louder than my parents' comfort. I finally saw Sophia clearly, not as the girl I loved, but as the knife she buried in my back. And in that silence, one decision solidified inside me. I wouldn't wait for her to come crawling back. I wouldn't beg, no, I would rise. I swear, Liam, I feel like my whole life just collapsed. I muttered, slumping into the couch. My throat still burned from everything I'd yelled earlier. He leaned forward, eyes sharp. So what now? You gonna let her walk all over you? The question hit me like a punch. I stared at him, jaw tight. What do you want me to say? That I'm fine? You'd all just pretend like none of this happened? No, he shot back. I want you to stop acting like she owns your future. She doesn't. I laughed bitterly. Easy for you to say. You're not the one she tore apart. Exactly why I can see it clearer than you, Liam said. Man, you've been building your life around her approval. For what? She didn't deserve it. I buried my face in my hands. I loved her, Liam. I really did. She loved herself more, he snapped. So what now? You stay in this pit, or you climb out. Silence stretched between us. His words weren't cruel, they were a lifeline. My chest heaved as I forced myself to breathe. You're saying I just move on? Like it's that simple? It's not simple, he said softly, voice finally easing. But it's necessary. Can't let her decide who you become. Something cracked inside me, not in a way that broke me further, but in a way that released the last of my denial. I lifted my head and stared at him. Then I'll do it. With or without her, Liam smirked. That's the man I know. It didn't feel strong, but saying it out loud gave me a strange kind of power. My phone buzzed on the table. I froze when I saw Claire's name flashing. Liam raised a brow. You gonna answer? I hesitated, then swiped. Hey. My voice came out rougher than I intended. Hey, Claire said gently. I just wanted to check in. You sounded broken earlier. Hearing her concern made my chest tighten. Well, I was. Still am kinda. I get it, she said. But you don't deserve to be dragged down by her. You've got too much to give. I blinked at her words. You really think that? Of course, she said, without hesitation. I've always thought that. Her warmth seeped through the line in a way that felt different from anyone else's. With Claire, there was no judgment, no hidden angle, just safety. I don't know what to do next, I admitted, but I know I can't stay where I am. Don't, she said softly. Take one step. It's all you need to do right now. Her voice steadied. Me more than I expected. I found myself whispering, thank you. You don't have to thank me, Claire replied. Just promise you won't give up on yourself. I won't, I said firmly. The words felt heavier than a vow. When I hung up, Liam was grinning, like he knew something I didn't. What? Asked nothing, he said. Just glad you finally woke up. I exhaled, a shaky laugh escaping. Yeah, me too. For the first time in days, the weight on my chest didn't feel unbearable. I never thought healing could happen so quickly, but with Claire it did. Nights were quieter, mornings lighter. Still, the ghost of the past tugged at me one evening. While we sat on my couch sharing takeout, the words slipped out before I could stop them. What if I stopped waiting? Out, I said, staring at the carton in my hand. What if I moved on for good? Claire froze, chopsticks halfway to her lips. You mean, really move on? I nodded. Yeah, no more half-hearted holding on. No more pretending I'll get back what I lost. She put her food down, leaning closer. Then let me stand with you. I blinked. What are you saying? Her eyes softened, steady on mine. I'm saying you don't have to do it alone. You've carried this weight long enough. Let me carry some of it. My throat tightened. Claire, I don't know if I deserve that. After everything, after the mess I've been, she reached over, her hand brushing mine. You don't have to deserve love to receive it. You just have to accept it. I laughed shakily. You make it sound so simple. It is simple, she said. It's the people who make it complicated. And you've been complicating it for years. Her honesty cut, but it also healed. So what, you'd actually stand with me? Through all of it? She smiled. I already am. For the first time in months, maybe years, I felt my chest loosen. God, Claire, I don't even know how to start. Start by saying you're ready, she said gently. I swallowed hard. Okay, I'm ready. She leaned back, smiling like she'd been waiting to hear that. Good, because I've been planning something. My eyebrows shot up. Planning for what? A wedding, I choked. A wedding, you can't be serious. Shh. Grinned mischievously, dead serious. You think you're the only one who's been waiting? I've been waiting for you to let go of the past. And now you just did. Hold on, I said, shaking my head. You're talking like we're already there. We are, she said firmly. You just haven't realized it. We laugh together, fight together, heal together. What else is marriage if not that? My heart raced. Claire, this is insane. We haven't even what? She pressed. Labeled it. Put rules around it. Sometimes life doesn't wait for labels. Sometimes it demands you leap. Words hit me like a tidal wave. You're really serious, aren't you? As serious as I've ever been, she said. The wedding she never expected, that's mine, and I want it with you. I shook my head in disbelief. You know, I thought I'd never feel this again. You're rewriting everything I thought I knew. She squeezed my hand tighter, then stopped fighting it. Say yes. The room went silent, except for my heartbeat pounding like drums. Finally, I whispered, yes. Her face lit up, tears glistening. Then it settled. For the first time, I wasn't haunted by what I'd lost. I was alive in what I'd found. I held Claire's hand, my heart hammering louder than the silence between us. Why do you look like you're about to jump off a cliff? She teased, tilting her head, her smile nervous but warm. Because it feels like that, I said. Except, I'd jump. I hope you'll catch me. Her brow furrowed. You're scaring me, Daniel. What's going on? I exhaled, gripping her fingers tighter. Claire, you've been here when no one else was. No. You listened when I thought I was shouting into a void. Made me feel worth something again. Lesky blinked rapidly, shaking. Her head, stop. You're making me cry? I'm not trying to. My throat burned. I just need you to know. I see you now, not as someone in the background, not as my safe place while I chased someone who never cared. I see you. Lips parted, eyes wide. Daniel, I cut her off, voice trembling. Will you marry me? The words hung there, heavy and raw. Claire gasped, hand flying to her mouth. You're serious as I've ever been. My chest ached. This isn't about... Sophia. It's not about proving anything. It's about you and me. About finally choosing the person who chose me all along. Her tears spilled, but she laughed through them. You idiot. You absolute idiot. That's a yes or a no, I whispered, terrified. She let out a shaky breath, then nodded, covering her face with her hands. Yes. God, yes. I have waited for you to finally look at me for so long. Relief crashed through me. I pulled her into my arms, feeling her shoulders shake against my chest. You don't think it's too sudden? I murmured into her hair. She drew back, cheeks wet but glowing. Everything with you has always been sudden. Daniel, you live like the world is burning and you're running out of time. Maybe I am, I admitted. But if I have you, then whatever time I've got feels enough. She laughed softly, brushing my cheek with her thumb. Do you even know how much I love you? Not nearly enough, I said, kissing her forehead. We sat down, still clinging to each other. She searched my face, her voice quieter now. You're sure this isn't about her? Because I won't be anyone's second choice. You've never been second, I told her. I was just too blind to see first. Her eyes softened, but her tone was steady. Then promise me something. Promise me that from this moment on it's only us. No ghosts between us. No old wounds controlling tomorrow. I nodded, swallowing hard. I promise. Claire, you're my tomorrow. Her hand trembled as she lifted it, and I slid the small ring I'd carried for months meant. For Sophie onto her finger, it fit perfectly. She stared at it, then back at me. This was hers, wasn't it? Shame tightened my chest. It was supposed to be, but it never was. It was always waiting for you." Her tears came again, but this time she didn't hide them. She kissed me, soft and certain, and for the first time in years, I felt like I wasn't clinging to a fantasy. I was holding my future. The morning sunlight poured into the small chapel, and I couldn't believe this was my wedding day. No massive hall, no five-star venue, no endless guest list, just close family, few friends, and Claire's hand trembling inside mine. My mom squeezed my shoulder. "You look calm, son." I smiled. "For the first time in years, I am." Dad chuckled. "Never thought I'd see the day. Took you long enough." From the pews, Liam leaned back, smirking. "About time. Thought you'd chicken out." I shot him a look. "Not a chance," Claire whispered. "Ignore him. Just focus on me." Her voice grounded me. I nodded, watching as the officiant cleared his throat. "Do you, Ethan, take Claire to be your wife?" My voice didn't shake. "I do." When Claire said it back, her eyes shimmered. For a moment, the world stilled like life had finally given me back something it once stole. The rings slid on, and applause filled the small room. My parents stood, beaming as if they'd waited their whole lives for this. Liam clapped the loudest, teasing, "Guess miracles happen." I laughed. "Shut up and hand me the champagne later." After the kiss, Claire leaned close. "You're smiling like a kid on Christmas? 'Cause I finally got the gift I wanted." She blushed, burying her face against me as cameras clicked. Later, during the quiet reception in the garden, Dad raised a glass. "To Ethan and Claire May peace. Finally follow you both." Everyone cheered. Claire whispered, "It feels unreal. Like this is too simple, too small." "It's perfect," I said firmly. "I don't need the world here. It's just us." She exhaled in relief, fingers tightening around mine. "I was afraid you'd regret not inviting." The name hung between us like smoke. I shook my head. "No, Sophia doesn't belong here. Not in this chapter of my life." Claire's lips curled into a soft smile. "Then let's never look back." We cut the cake, laughed at Liam stealing the first slice, and danced under twinkling lights strung between trees. Every second felt like proof that I'd finally made the right choice, but deep down, I knew the storm hadn't passed, because Sophia still thought I was waiting. I overheard Mom later whispering to Dad, "Do you think she knows?" Dad shook his head. "Not yet. She'll find out soon enough." Liam, leaning beside me, muttered, "When she does, she's gonna explode." I sipped my drink. "That's her problem, not mine." He raised a brow. "You sure?" "She doesn't strike me as the type to bow out gracefully." I didn't answer. Instead, I pulled Claire closer as she laughed at something Mom said. The truth. Burned in the back of my mind, Sophia still believed I was hers. She still thought the wedding was hers to claim. But the vows had been said. The rings exchanged and the door closed forever. Sophia never got the invitation. And that was the loudest message I'd ever send. I was halfway through making coffee when a knock rattled my apartment door. My chest tightened. I wasn't expecting anyone. When I opened it, Sophia stood there, her hair perfectly curled, smile pasted on like nothing had happened. "Hey," she said softly. "Can I come in?" I froze. "Why are you here?" She brushed past me, stepping. Inside, like she still belonged. "I've been thinking a lot. About us." "Us," I repeated, shutting the door with a sharp click. "There is no us." She sat on the couch, crossing her legs. "Don't be like that. We needed space. A break. You know, me. Panic sometimes. But I've realized you're the one I want to settle down with." I laughed short, bitter. "A break. That's what you're calling it?" Her lips trembled. "Don't twist my words." I was confused. I thought I needed something different, but all along it was you. I stared at her, the silence stretching. My mind replayed every sleepless night she'd left me drowning in. "Do you even hear yourself?" "Sophia!" She reached for my hand, but I pulled away. "I made a mistake," she whispered. "But people deserve second chances." Second chances. My voice rose before I could stop it. "You didn't just walk away, you destroyed me." You made me question everything I was worth. Her eyes watered. I didn't mean stop. I cut in, my throat tight. You don't get to rewrite this story. For the first time, her confidence cracked. She looked small, fragile. Even as she whispered, "I love you." I almost laughed again. You love me now? I shook my head. You're too late, Sophia. She blinked. What do you mean? I let the words fall, steady and final. I'm married. The color drained from her face like someone pulled the life out of her. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. Married? She stammered finally. You? Already when? A few weeks ago, I said. My heart pounded, but I stood. Firm. I found someone who actually sees me. Someone who didn't toss me aside like trash. Her breathing grew shallow. You're lying. I stepped closer, looking her straight in the eyes. Her hands trembled. In her lap? But you were supposed to wait. You were supposed to wait for what? I snapped. For you to get bored with someone else and remember I existed? I'm not your backup plan. Tears spilled down her cheeks. I thought I had time, she whispered. I thought you'd always be there. I swallowed hard. Part of me ached watching her break, but I wouldn't let guilt pull me back. You thought wrong. The silence between us was heavier than all the words we never said. Finally, she stood, her voice a hollow echo. I never thought you'd move on without me. I held the door open, my hand steady, even though my chest burned. Goodbye, Sophia. Looked at me one last time, eyes pleading, then walked out. The door clicked shut behind her, and for the first time it felt like closure. The first time Sophia called, I let it go to voicemail. Her voice trembled. Please, can we talk? I deleted it. 2 days later, another call. This time she was crying. Ethan, I made a mistake. Please don't hang up. I didn't say anything. I just listened to her sob, hollow and broken, until the line went dead. My chest tightened, but not with longing, just disbelief that she thought I'd fold. The next night, my phone lit again. Against my better judgment, I answered, What do you want, Sophia? Want us Blatley. I want us back. I want you. She whispered, You mean you want safety now that Lucas is slipping? I shot back. That's not fair, it's the truth. You chose him, remember? You laughed at me while you walked away with him. Now what? The shine's wearing off. She went quiet. I could hear her shaky breathing. People talk, Ethan. They're spreading lies about him. I don't know what to believe. They're not lies, I said. Lucas built his empire on shady deals. Everyone's finally seeing it. You don't understand. He's not who you think he is, she tried. I laughed bitterly. I understand perfectly. He's the man you thought was better than me. It's the man you threw everything away for. And now you want me to what? Be your safety net. Her voice cracked. I miss you. I miss us. Please don't shut me out. For a moment, silence stretched. I stared at the ceiling, remembering nights I begged for her attention, remembering her cold smile. You don't miss me, Sophia, I finally said. Ain't. You miss the version of yourself you were when you had me. Miss the security, the loyalty, the love. But you never valued it. She sobbed harder. I'm sorry I was stupid. Can't we at least meet? No, I said firmly. There's no cure for regret. You made your choice. Live with it. She whispered my name like it was a prayer. I hung up. Later that week, I overheard 2 colleagues whispering in the lobby. Did you hear about Lucas? Some shady investment? Scheme, people pulling out. His partners are furious. Yeah, he's crashing fast. Man's reputation is toast. I didn't smile, but inside, something settled. Karma wasn't loud. It was quiet, deliberate. That night, another text from Sophia blinked on my screen. I see now. I see everything. I lost something real. Please, forgive me. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. I thought about how she once told me I wasn't enough, about how she stood by Lucas while I drowned. I typed back, forgiveness doesn't rebuild what you burned. Take care of yourself. Reply came instantly. So that's it? After everything we had? I stared at the words, my jaw tight. Yes, I whispered to myself, then turned off my phone. For the first time in a long while, I felt no ache, no pull, no lingering doubt, just peace. Did you hear? Rachel's voice came through the phone, sharp and quick. I asked, leaning back in my chair. Lucas, he's broke. Completely. I paused, letting her words sink in. You're serious? Dead serious. And Sophia, Rachel hesitated. He dumped her. Just like that. I let out a short laugh, though it wasn't from joy. The man who once swore she was his everything. Apparently, she was only his everything when his bank account was full. I rubbed my temples, the memories rushing back. Figures. She traded me for him. She thought she was climbing up, but all she did was walk straight off a cliff. Rachel lowered her voice. She called me yesterday, crying, said she regrets it all. Said she misses the stability you gave her. Regrets? I repeated, almost tasting the irony. She didn't regret it when she watched me pack my things. She didn't regret it when she paraded around on his arm. Now she regrets it because the champagne dried up? You sound cold, Rachel whispered. I took a breath. Because I am. I can't waste warmth on her anymore. That part of me's gone. She said she wanted to talk to you, Rachel continued. No. And the word came out harder than I expected. I don't owe her that. Not a call, not a text, not even a glance. Rachel stayed quiet for a moment. I told her you'd say that she looked broken. Good, I muttered. Maybe now she knows how it feels. Rachel sighed. I just thought you'd want to know. I've never seen her like this. Makeup smeared, hair a mess, like she aged 10 years overnight. But shook my head. She used to laugh when I said I'd build something on my own. She told me Lucas was security, the kind of man who could give her the life she deserved. Well, she got it until it crumbled. Do you pity her? Rachel asked carefully. I sat in silence, staring at the floor. My chest felt oddly light, a little, I admitted. But pity isn't love. It's not even anger. It's just emptiness. Rachel's tone softened. You sound like you're finally healing. Maybe I am. The scars are there, but they don't bleed anymore. She asked if you'd ever forgive her. I let out a humorless chuckle. Forgiveness isn't mine to give. She needs to forgive herself for being shallow enough to choose money over love. It's a wound she'll carry. Rachel whispered. She said she thought Lucas was her future. And I thought she was mine, I replied. We were both wrong. The silence that followed felt final, like a door clicking shut. Rachel broke it gently. So, that's it for her. That's it, I said. My story's moving forward. Hers? Well, she's just starting her downfall. I still can't believe you came, Claire whispered, her hand slipping into mine as we walked past the cafe window. I almost didn't, I admitted, squeezing her fingers. Old habits. Had me second-guessing whether I deserved this. She stopped, tugging me closer. You do? You've carried enough weight for 10 lives. It's time to live yours. Her eyes held no judgment, only warmth. I breathed in slow, letting her words sink past the scars etched into me. You know, I said, for a long time I thought love was conditional, that I had to earn it, by breaking myself, not with me. She smiled gently. You don't need to bleed to be worthy. The truth of it hit me harder than I expected. I laughed under my breath, shaking my head. God, Claire, you're undoing years of poison with a single sentence. That's the point, she teased, nudging me. We're not repeating. Your old story, this is your new one. We kept walking, silence wrapping us in something easy. My chest felt lighter than it had in years. Then, across the street, I froze. Sophia, she was stepping out of a boutique, her arm linked with some man's. Her laugh carried faintly in the air. For a second, the ghost of an ache flickered in me. But just as quickly, it dissolved. Claire noticed me go still. You okay? Yeah, I said quietly. That's her. Her brow furrowed. Do you want to leave? Myself with the answer, I don't feel. It's anything, not anger, not sadness, just nothing. Sophia glanced over, maybe by chance, maybe not. Our eyes met. Time used to stop in moments like that. My stomach used to twist into knots, but now, nothing. I just held Claire's hand tighter and kept walking. Sophia's gaze flickered. She tugged at her partner's sleeve like she wanted him to look. But I didn't break stride, Claire whispered. You're smiling. I am. She grinned. Yeah, a real one. I let out a short laugh. Yes, I finally let go. We turned the corner, and the sound of Sophia's laugh faded behind us, replaced by the city's steady hum. Claire leaned her head against my shoulder. See? Freedom isn't about escaping. It's about not being chained anymore. I said, warmth swelling in my chest. And with you, I don't feel chained. I feel alive. She tilted her face toward mine, her lips brushing against me in a kiss that felt nothing like desperation and everything like beginning. For the first time, I wasn't clinging to love to fill a wound. I was giving it freely because I had enough. In me to share, I thought back to the boy who once begged for scraps of affection. He was gone. In his place stood Misgard. Yes, but stronger. And this time, I wasn't afraid to live. I stood by the balcony watching the city lights flicker. Below, the night felt quieter than usual, almost like it knew I was ready to let go. Still thinking about her? Emily asked softly, slipping her hand into mine. I smiled faintly, not the way I used to. She tilted her head, then how? A chapter I finally closed, I said, exhaling. For so long, I thought I needed Sophia to validate me. I thought if I could just prove myself, she'd see me as enough. Emily squeezed my hand. But you were always enough, her words lingered in the air. I wanted to argue, but for once, I didn't feel the need. You know, there was a time I believed waiting for her meant loyalty. Thought patience was love, and now, I know. Love doesn't make you beg, I said. Doesn't put you on hold while someone tests their options. Love chooses you fully, without hesitation. Emily's eyes softened, and that's what I did. I turned to her, seeing the truth in her gaze. Yeah, you didn't make me fight for scraps of affection. You gave me the whole thing. She leaned her head on my shoulder. That's what you deserved all along. For a long moment, I just listened to the rhythm of her breathing. My chest felt lighter, like a burden I'd carried for years had finally dissolved. You know what the craziest part is? I asked what I'm not angry anymore. Sophia thought she broke me, thought I'd wait forever in the shadows of what could have been. But I didn't stay there. I built something new, something real. Emily lifted her head. That's growth. It's you choosing yourself. I chuckled quietly. It's funny, isn't it? The best revenge wasn't walking away or proving her wrong. It was finally realizing I didn't need her at all. Emily grinned. Exactly. Winning isn't about her, it's about you. Exactly. I'll let the word settle. For years, I blamed her for wasting my time, for not seeing me. But the truth? I wasted more time not seeing myself.